Today we are on page 398, Unit 12, Lesson 2, Probability and Venn Diagrams. We'll be covering pages 398 to 402. Yes, I realize that is 5 pages, but please stay with me for the whole video. And the only thing you need is something to write with, preferably a pencil, and a calculator just for adding and subtracting. And your homework pages are page 403 to 405. So probability and Venn diagrams, starting with Venn diagrams first, and shading regions of Venn diagrams. Exercise number 1. At a high school, some students play soccer and some do not. Also, some students play basketball and some do not. This scenario can be represented by a Venn diagram as shown below, in which case the circle labeled S represents the students who play soccer. So this circle S represents the students who play soccer. The circle labeled B represents the students who play basketball. And the rectangle represents all the students at the school. On the Venn diagrams provided, shade the region representing the students who play soccer. So for A, students who play soccer, well, that's all of circle S. I'm sorry, it's going to, my table is moving, so the video is going to shake a little. Okay, so that represents all the students who play soccer. B, shade the region representing the students who do not play soccer. Well, that would be everything outside of circle S. So we want to shade everything outside of circle S. And if I shade quicker than you, then please pause the video so you can finish shading. C, shade the region representing the students who play soccer and basketball. Okay, soccer and basketball, well, that's the overlapping region here. This is very important. So the overlapping region, this represents the students who play soccer and basketball. D, play soccer or basketball. Okay, soccer or basketball. Well, that would be the two circles combined. Soccer or basketball. This represents the OR region. If you don't mind, write that. This is for OR. This piece is AND. E, play soccer or basketball, but not both. Oh, so it does not include those that play both. So this piece is out. So we want just this portion of S and this portion of B. Now exercise number 2, we're doing more shading on our Venn diagrams. But here we have a different scenario. An online bookstore offers a large selection of books. Some of the books are works of fiction and some are not. Also, some of the books are available as ebooks and some are not. Let F be the set of books that are works of fiction. All right, so circle F represents the set of books that are works of fiction. And let E be the set of books that are available as ebooks. On the Venn diagrams provided, shade the regions representing the books that are. Okay, so you are certainly welcome to pause the video and try these on your own if you like. So A, available as ebooks. Well, ebooks would be all of circle O. Sorry, that'd be circle E, not O. Where I got O from. B, not works of fiction. So not fiction. Well, circle F is all of those that are fiction. So not fiction would be everything outside of F. C, works of fiction and available as ebooks. So fiction and ebooks. The and is our overlap region. Right, it's our overlapping region here. That's and. You got to remember that. That's where and is. D, works of fiction or available as ebooks. Fiction or ebooks. That's the two circles together. Again, if I shade too quickly for you, then please pause the video and finish your shading before you go on. I'm just going to, it's my habit to put a line out and say that's or. E, neither works of fiction nor available as ebooks. So that's simply the complement of what was D. Fiction or ebooks is this. So neither fiction nor ebooks is everything outside of the two circles. F, works of fiction that are not available as ebooks. So we want works of fiction that are not available as ebooks. Well, these are the works of fiction that are available as ebooks, so we don't want to include that. So we want just this portion of circle F. Okay, now putting some numbers in these Venn diagrams. Exercise number 3, showing numbers of possible outcomes and probabilities in a Venn diagram. So think again about the school introducing exercise This was number 1 for us. Where we had some students play soccer and some do not. Also, some students play basketball and some do not. Suppose that 230 students play soccer, right? I stop right there. 230 students play soccer. So that means in our Venn diagram here, the number of students that comprise all of circle S here is 230. I don't want to put the 230 inside the circle because it'll be confusing. So I'm going to draw a lollipop stick down and say, okay, all of circle S there is 230. "190 students play basketball." So all of circle B, there would be 190 students. Again, I don't want to put the 190 inside the circle because, well, if I put it here, 190, is that this piece? Is that this piece, or both pieces included? So I'm putting it outside the lollipop stick. Draw a lollipop stick down, put 190. 60 students play both sports. Oh, 60 play both. That's the and, soccer and basketball. This is the overlap region. 60 can go right there. There are a total of 500 students at the school. So the upper, just my habit, the upper right-hand corner, there's 500 students total. So if we would add everything inside the circles and outside, it would have to total 500. Complete the Venn diagram below by writing the numbers of students in various regions of the diagram. Okay. So if I take circle S here, which we know is made up of a total of 230 students, but 60 of these students also play basketball, so then what piece or what number of students are in this piece of circle S? You simply take 230 minus 60. 230 minus 60 is 170. So that means of our 230 students that play soccer, 170 play soccer only, and 60 play soccer and basketball. Right? 170 plus 60 is 230. What about this piece of basketball? This portion of the circle for basketball? Well, if 190 students play basketball and 60 of them also play soccer, then how many just play basketball only? You would take the 190, the whole circle, minus this portion would leave you with the remaining portion. So 190 minus 60 is 130. Now, if you draw this is the OR, right? Kind of think of it as the double scooped ice cream cone, right? 170 plus 60 is 230 plus 130. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, the 230 plus the 130 is 360. Which is the same as if I taken the 170, and that's what I did. I took 170 plus the 60 plus the 130 equals 360. Well, why can't I just take the 230 plus the 190 to get that? If I take 230 plus the 190. That's not going to give me the correct amount. Why? Because the 230 is comprised of the 170 plus 60. The 190 is comprised of the 130 plus 60. So what do we see? Well, the 60 has been counted twice. So what we would have to do is we would have to take the 230 plus the 190 and subtract the 60 because the 60 was counted twice. So if we put that into the calculator, 230 plus 190 is 420 minus the 60 is 360. And this really leads us to one of our first formulas, all right, which we're not going to get to the formula today. One last thing well, what is this piece outside the two circles? Well, if the total of the OR here is 360, then outside would be 500 minus 360, which is 140. Now answering the questions. How many students play basketball but not soccer? Well, basketball but not soccer is this portion of circle B, which is 130. We got that from the 190 minus the 60 is 130. Suppose that a student will be selected at random from the school. What is the probability that the selected student plays both sports? Okay, so probability is the number of ways the event can occur divided by the total, right? So lowercase n is for number. So number of ways the event can occur divided by the number in the sample space. So how can this event occur? And the event is plays both sports. Plays both sports is the overlapping region, that is 60, over the total in the sample space, which is 500. And we can simply leave that fraction as our answer, or we could reduce it. I'm just thinking 6 over 50 for now, which I know reduces further. Dividing by 2, that's 3/25, which is equivalent to 0.12. Yeah, 0.12. Complete the Venn diagram below by writing the probabilities associated with the various regions of the diagram. Okay, so if it's looking for probability, then all of our fractions are going to have a denominator of 500. Okay. So I think I'll start with, I'm sorry, I know I can't show you what's up above, so I'm just going back to the diagram that's up above. And if I simply start with the lollipop stick where we had the 230 for all of those that play soccer, well, now it's going to be 230 over 500, which is the same as 0.46 would be the probability. And then the other lollipop stick for all of those that play basketball was 190 above. Well, now for probability, it's going to be 190 over 500, which is equivalent to 0.38. And then we had the 60 in the overlap region. That's now going to be 60 over 500, or the decimal 0.12. This portion of circle S was the 170, so 170 over 500 is 0.34. And this portion of circle B from above was 130. 130 over 500 is 0.26. And then outside we had 140. So 140 over 500 is 0.28. And the OR was 360 over 500, which is 0.72. And certainly just to check, right, the 0.72 plus the 0.28 does equal 1. All right, on the back page, 401. Adding and subtracting probability. So think again about the online bookstore introduced, and suppose that 62% of the books are works of fiction. All right, I'm going to stop right there. 62% are works of fiction. So fiction, this piece here, 0.62. Or you can write 62%. I'm just writing it as a decimal equivalent. 47% are available as ebooks. So ebooks, 0.47. And 14% are available as ebooks, but not works of fiction. So ebooks only and not works of fiction, that would be this right here, 0.14. A book will be selected at random. Using a Venn diagram, find the probability the book will be a work of fiction and available as an ebook. Okay. Usually I do not read the question first. Let me go back to, and let's just fill out this whole, any missing pieces here. All right. Since we know that all of circle E is 0.47, and this portion is 0.14. So if I think of covering this up, oops. Okay. This piece has to be 0.47 minus 0.14. So I'm just going to do this. This is the AND piece. And I'm getting that by taking the 0.47 minus 0.14, which is 0.33. Just didn't have enough room, I felt, to put it inside here, 0.33. Okay, so now that we know that this piece is 0.33, then if I cover this up, and I'm looking at circle F, and all of circle F is 0.62, and this piece of it is 0.33. If I take 0.33 out, like bite off a piece of that lollipop, and what's the remaining piece here? Well, it's going to be 0.62 minus the 0.33. which is 0.29. And if you would also, what I like to do is draw the OR. And OR is going to be the sum of these. So 0.29 plus 0.33. And this pen is dying. It's 0.29 plus 0.33 plus 0.14. 0.76. And then outside, again, this went for and. Outside here would be 1 minus 0.76. Outside the two circles. I'll put it up here. 1 minus 0.76 is 0.24. Okay, so now answering the questions. A work of fiction and, that's our overlapping region, available as an ebook. 0.33. Neither a work of fiction nor available as an ebook. That's everything outside of our two circles. And that we already found. That was our 1 minus 0.76, which is 0.24. Consider rolling a 6-sided die and recording the result. Let set A be the event of rolling a number greater than 4, and let set B be the complement of set A. Draw a Venn diagram that illustrates the sample space S and sets A and B. Okay. So first we start with our rectangle, and then set A, set B. A represents rolling a number greater than 4. So that would be, I'm actually going to put the numbers inside. So 5 and 6. And set B is the complement. So that would be everything but a 5 or a 6. So a 1, 2, 3, or 4. And notice there's no interlap. There's nothing in the intersection, the overlapping region. Find the probability of A. So the probability of getting a number, a 5 or a 6, is going to be 2 out of 6. The probability of B, getting a number of 1, 2, 3, or 4, well, it's 4 possibilities, 4 out of 6. What is true of the sum? Well, again, since these are complements, right? These are complements. And their sum is going to equal 1. 2, 6 plus 4, 6 equals 6, 6, which is 1. We are not going to prove this. We're already 28 minutes in here. So let's see if we can finish up with, there's one more exercise, I believe. Yes. Okay, our fishes. We use the relationship developed in D all the time without thinking about it. See the next exercise. When a fish is selected at random from a tank, the probability that it has a green tail is 0.64. I stop right there. Do I have my colored pencils? All right. A green tail. Whoops, wrong place. A green tail is 0.64. So all of circle G for green is 0.64. Put that down there. 0.64. The probability that it has red fins is 0.25. Red fins, 0.25. And the probability it has both a green tail and red fins is 0.19. I guess I'll go with purple for that. The and is the overlap region. Remember that. And this is 0.19. So we got the Venn diagram. Before we answer the question, let's complete it. Right? If I'm looking at the green circle, the entire green is 0.64. This piece of it is 0.19. So this portion has to be 0.64 minus 0.19. 0.64 minus 0.19 gives us 0.45. Do the same here. If this piece of the red lollipop is 0.19, then what's this portion? It's 0.25 minus the 0.19, which is 0.06. And now here the OR. We add up these three, 0.45 plus 0.19 plus 0.06 equals 0.70. Find the probability that the fish has red fins but does not have a green tail. Okay, red fins but not green tail. So it's these. These are just red fins only, 0.06. Green tail but not red fins. Green tail only is the 0.45. Neither a green tail nor red fins. That's outside. That is our 1 minus 0.70, which is 0.30. Okay. So you have the 3 pages for homework. But I do feel as if I just need to explain number 1 to you of the homework. It's page 403. It says, consider the set of all integers from 1 to 10 to be our sample space. Let A be the set of all integers in S that are even, and let B, so even, all right, we have to read further. So A is just going to be even. And B be the set of all integers in S that are multiples of 3. So these are multiples of 3. All right, so that means 3, 6, and 9. And then A is even, so that would be 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. So that leaves, I kind of did it for you, but all right, apologize. So what's outside? There's 1 outside, 5 outside, and 7 outside. Okay, find the following. This stands for number of, so number of elements in set A. So again, this stands for number, the lowercase n, number of elements in set A. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The number of elements in set B, 1, 2, 3. Explain why the following equation is not true. The number in the sample space, which is 10, how come that doesn't equal 5 plus 3? Yeah, 10 doesn't equal 8. Well, not all elements are in set A or set B. We've got those 3 missing from the outside. All right. Thank you once again for your attention.